This is like a cry. Lots of thyroid tilt. Mouth movement. Oh, goodness me. This is hard. This is hard. Kia ora and welcome. My name's Zoe Stevie and I'm your vocal coach for today because we have the pleasure of taking a look at LP with Lost on You. She's the most incredible voice. I cannot wait to take a look at what is she up to with her vocal technique. How is she creating these sounds and how can you create them? Because my goodness me, this song was honestly like everybody wanted to sing the chorus of the song. So let's break it down. If you want to learn more about how to sing like your favorite artists, because like they are the most incredible singers with like true architects of perfection with their vocal technique, then hit that subscribe button because like there's so much to learn from their voices. So let's take a look. LP.
When you get older, plainer, saner, when you remember all the danger we came from.
I always want to be able to do that whistle, and I can't, especially not with these aligners. Anyway, so wow. I just want to also say that playing that, I don't know what instrument that is there in her hands there, but it's like it's some sort of rhythmic instrument. Like even just playing like the egg shaker or some sort of like rhythmic instrument along with your singing, extremely difficult, but so good for you to build up your rhythm abilities when you're singing. Anyway, that's not, I'm not a rhythm teacher.
When you get older, plainer, saner, when you remember all the danger we came from.
When you get older, plainer, saner. So LP's doing quite a high larynx position there with the thicker vocal folds. So, when you get older, plainer, saner. I think that this is also with an open, where the soft palate is down, and we've got a little bit of twang coming in there. And I'm not making fun of it. This is just what it sounds like in my voice. It's hard to make this sound without making it really, really tight. So, if you get older, plainer, saner, do you remember all the dangers we came from? And I think these sorts of decisions are every artist's, like it's their own decision about what they believe to be their true sound. And so it's not up to me as a vocal coach to go like, oh no, you should really like lift your soft palate, do this and this and this. I will say those things if that student was said to say to me, hey Zoe, I feel like I'm not getting enough resonance on this lower section of the sound. I feel like I'm kind of pushing a little bit too much. Then we would look at those things. But I think that this is a chest voice sound with a higher larynx position as well, and probably a little bit of tension going on at the back of the tongue.
The danger we came from. Burning like embers, falling tender, longing for the days of no surrender years ago. And will you know? So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down.
She's just a fabulous singer. We're also hearing this vibrato coming in there. Let's do it.
Longing for the days of no surrender years ago.
Are falling like embers, slowly tender. So she's let go of a little bit of that soft palate drop there. So falling like embers, soft and tender. She's got that vibrato coming in at the end of the phrase there. This is all about loads of thyroid tilt. The thyroid is here where the vocal folds live. Tilting it forward means that we get a stretch on the vocal folds.
And will you know? So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. I'll never get to heaven 'cause I don't know how.
This is one of the places where loads of singers get muddled with this song because they think it sounds bright, but they don't realize that she changed the larynx height in the verse, which is actually quite low. Mom and Linda calling tender, running in the angels. And then she's kept that larynx in that same position. Smoke until you got it, cause it's going down. So it's like she took the larynx position of this pre-chorus and used it for that first verse. Now, again, artistic decision. But what a lot of singers want to do is they want to go, smoke and they want to take the larynx even higher. But then that's going to absolutely fuck you up for the chorus, which is even higher. So this larynx position, higher larynx position, thicker vocal folds.
I'll never get to heaven 'cause I don't know how. Let's raise our glass up to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me are they lost on you?
Okay, so we're seeing there an increase in the effort there as she's putting her hand on the chest. That's also a way, artists do this from an artistic reasoning, but you could see there that she's also got more body tension going on there. I just want to go back to let's raise a glass, because that's a really important moment.
Let's raise our glass up to all the things.
Because the larynx is already in that high position, I think we've got the fifth. So let's raise a glass or two. So she's not changing. Let's raise a glass. Because if we were to make those huge jumps in the larynx position, then it would make the sound very difficult and quite cumbersome. So when she's kept that larynx in that higher position, let's raise a glass or two, then that's what gives the kind of the springboard now for this chorus. For all the things. And then we're up on the C sharp 5 there.
I've lost on you. Oh, tell me are they lost on you? Oh, just as you could cut me loose. Oh, everything I've lost on you is I lost on you. Oh.
Body tension coming in there. We need greater body tension, especially when we're hitting thick vocal folds. When we're going higher up in the range with those thicker vocal folds, because we need to increase the subglottic pressure. So you can see that there's definite, even the shaking, I think it's like a shaking egg or something like that, even comes closer to the body, because there's probably a lot of tension going on in the muscle that comes up from here, from underneath the armpit, which is one of the we've got two of them on each side, the lat muscles, which stabilize the larger muscles of the chest. And it's so important. It was, we can hear it. That's really signaling to us. This is like a cry. Lots of thyroid tilt. Can't imagine how many singing students I've sung this song with, and they just try to like yell the shit at me, and that's not what it's about. This is hard. That particular section of the song. So we've got lots of thyroid tilt coming on, and we've got thicker vocal folds, but the thyroid tilt is allowing those vocal folds to just thin slightly for that. I'm getting too excited, I can't speak. To thin slightly for the pitch, and that's what's bringing in the vibrato as well.
And I could see the machinations, understand the toil of expectations in your mind.
Okay. I I love this. I love seeing how singers are creating their sounds. We heard there at the end. Just watch this again. Did you hear? So that again, this is a lot of these decisions have been put in because it is an emotional there is an emotional reason behind it. A singer like LP doesn't just go, "Lost on you." She doesn't just do that just because it has to happen. Okay. She does that because she's decided that's what she wants to happen. So that is you can hear that "lost on you." That amount of pressure is being held back by the vocal folds. The vocal folds are actually at the size of your pinky fingernail. So if you think about how small they are, like look at your own, don't look at mine. So because my fingernails need to be repainted, but you've got you're getting all of that breath pressure coming up against those bad boys. And so that's what we'll be hearing in that out breath.
Wish that I could see the machinations, understand the toil of expectations in your mind.
Now, again, LP is a professional singer. She can do whatever the fuck she wants with her own voice, okay? What happens here is I'm just noticing some of the things that end up coming up in the studio with singers and go, okay, I want to change that. So when she go, we're back down on the middle. See, understand the toil of machination. So we can kind of hear that there's a little bit less volume on the sound or less resonance on the sound than in the first section. Now, as she's gone up to that high belt, coming back down again, we need to take the larynx down, but we also need to allow for space for those vocal folds to move. So she's going much closer to the mic. We're getting a little bit of that slack vocal fold coming in there. Again, personal preference if that's what you want. What could end up happening though is we're going, understand the toil of machinations. If we take away a little bit of that larynx height and a little bit of the tightness, it would probably allow for the vocal folds to have more resonance in that moment.
Hold me like you never lost your patience. Tell me that you love me more than hate me all the time. And you're still mine.
And then we had, and you're still mine. So that's that. A little bit of it. Could be like a slack as well. Mine. And again, artistic license when it comes in here, yeah? But what I often get asked in the studio is singers say to me like, oh, Zoe, I want more volume down in that lower section of the range. So that's why I'm pointing it out. Not to, poke holes in LP's voice. She's a fantastic singer and musician and songwriter and all of the above. Absolutely love it.
Patience, tell me that you love me more than hate me all the time. And you're still mine. So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down.
Perfect example as well. So smoke him if you got him, 'cause it... So we're up on the A, going from the A flat to the B flat 4 there in that sort of mid section. And why do I keep on saying about like what note it is? Because you need to know where those notes are in order for the placement of where they sit within the voice. So important. It's why I love like working with singers with sheet music, so that you can just go like at first instance, okay, it's an A flat 4. I need to sing it like this, or this is where it would sit in my voice. You don't actually have to know how to like read music properly in terms of like knowing which notes are what. So we've got very little mouth movement. So smoke him if you got him, 'cause it's going down. We don't need to rip the mouth super wide open at this point, especially because we're just in a speech quality. So we've taken thicker vocal folds with a vertical larynx position further up in the range.
And you're still mine. So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. Let's take a drink of heaven, this can turn around. X-rays, eyeglass, to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me are they
goodness me. I just like, she's just the most fantastic singer. And it's interesting, if you watch her in interviews, you will see that she's actually got quite a low spoken voice. Okay, so I genuinely, and this might come as a surprise to you, I genuinely do not believe that the true voice of someone, or the voice that they feel represents them the best, doesn't have to be similar to their spoken voice. But what we do is we build up the voice from that spoken platform, and then kind of like, the sky's the limit. You can make, you can choose from all of those different colors. And that's exactly why I have my first live chest voice challenge in a very, very long time. You can sign up for it. I want to be working with you live. You can sign up for the challenge down in the description below, because I want to show you this sort of stuff. Like, I want to show you, I want to coach you, I want to work with you with your chest voice. You can get your hands on it down in the description. I was going to say downstairs, down in the description below. Because we work from that place of coming from that spoken voice. But then eventually, you know, whatever. If you're the artist, you can decide what you want to do with that sound.
The drink of heaven can turn around. I've raised a glass of to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me, are they lost on you? Oh, just that you could cut me loose. Oh, after everything I've lost on you, is that lost on you? Oh.
Beautiful. So especially when we're going through the chorus there, notice how she's changing the mouth position according, and I know you might go like, whatever, Zoe, of course she's changing the word, she needs to change the mouth position. You'd be so surprised how many singers have come in that have been taught to sing only on the vowels. So they go, baby's the lost on you, and they'll like open their mouth really, really wide. Part of the colors of these sounds, baby is the lost on you. Oh, those color changes are coming from those mouth changes.
Tell me, are they lost on you? Oh.
We go, tell me, are they lost on you? Oh, we're getting those mouth movement is so important when it comes to singing, because it's not only creating a difference in the timbre, but it's also the emotional intention of the song. This song feels like one big cry of kind of sadness. And that's what we want, not only for the thyroid position, but also to make sense of it, but also where it sits within the range.
Just that you could cut me loose. Oh, after everything I've lost on you, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you? Baby, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you?
Okay, I don't like to interrupt a guitar solo, so we'll go back on that. So we're seeing, for the most part, very cool, calm, collected posture here from LP. This is not what we're looking for in beginner singers. When I say something is easy in terms of like what is easy for LP, like I actually don't know what is easy for her, but as a professional singer who's been in the industry for a very long time, I would assume that this section of her voice is relatively easy for her to create. So we're seeing that, oh God, what was that? That was not right, okay? Too much effort, too much pressure. So that, she doesn't need to be doing all of this movement and everything. Like, obviously, you've got to stand in front of the microphone as well. So what's happening there with the shoulders being back and down, engaging more of those back muscles, which helps to stabilize these smaller muscles of the head and neck. she not just fabulous? We're going, woo! Woo! Let's just go back on that. I don't actually know what she's saying. Oh, goodness me. This is hard. This is hard. Woo! Actually, I was just working on exactly, not this particular part, but I was working on the same sort of feeling of going from this bell, like this higher chest voice sound into this in a different song. So actually, we've got this woo! Thinner vocal folds, full-on classical sound here. We need to think about space here at the back of the throat. So we've got the jaw coming slightly forward. Woo! And we're also thinking about the tongue coming further forward in the mouth. Let's just watch that. So we're seeing... Did you hear that? Woo! The tongue actually, although it doesn't seem like it, when we're that high in the range, we're trying to bring the tongue forward as far as possible. But physiologically, it's not like it's going to be going like or and sticking to the top of the mouth. Beautiful. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Completely different part of the sound. Now, this is where we look at the architecture of the sound. Where should it be where should we be feeling it? Because the sound never changes and stays the same. We're looking for inconsistent feeling in the voice in order to create a consistent tone. So we've got a woo, which can feel quite light and quite woo, 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 quite hooty up here. And then we've got whoa, whoa, whoa. That was not as... I need to practice that bit. So we've got quite a fast... We've got quite a fast little vibrato going on there. Now, vibrato can be created in a couple of different ways, or the sound of vibrato. Vibrato itself is actually where the sympathetic vibrations of the vocal folds will then shake. It'll shake the larynx a little bit, but it essentially wavers the tone. So we can't, in terms of true vibrato, we can't actually feel the vibrato. But when we go, woo! When we do a little bit of a wobble and we disrupt the air movement at the back of the throat, that's when we maybe will feel a little bit more vibrato. Also hearing there, because the microphone was obviously turned up a little bit more, LP singing quite loud. Let's raise a glass or two. And she's got a higher larynx position than me. I probably need to take mine up to where hers is in order to not make that sound so, yeah. But she's singing louder, and then they've brought the sound back down as she's come in front of the microphone. Okay, so I have had a couple of singers recently talk about, what's going on in terms of the muscles here within their own necks. Now, the muscles of the neck, or these are called the sternocleidomastoids. These are the ones that you can see here in LP. Everybody has them. There are the major muscles that hold up our neck, but this has a lot to do with body fat percentage and where individuals store their body fat. So we're looking at LP and she does pose where I can even see here on the screen on her album cover, we're seeing, open shirt, and we're seeing that she's quite a low body fat percentage. So therefore we are going to see more of these muscles coming through in the head and neck. So someone with a lower body fat percentage is going to, we're going to see these muscles a lot more than someone who has, say, like myself, a higher body fat percentage than LP. So don't make this like a make or break it in terms of like, oh, I'm not singing properly because you can't see all the muscles within my neck. This has a lot to do with, where do you carry this sort of basically the fat, essentially. And also, one of my students was talking about the veins within the neck, and is this weird that veins are coming up? It also depends on humidity, how fit you are. Actually, it will just depend on like how big your veins will end up like showing. So, don't worry too much about those things. Actually, in a lot of singers, if I was seeing this much neck engagement, I would be asking what they can do to kind of take some of that neck movement away. But with a professional singer like LP, we're seeing there, she's going up and all the things I lost on you. Oh, she's going up into that high speech quality sound, or the chest voice sound taken further up in the range. So we are expecting more work here to be going on in the head and neck when we're taking that pure speech so high and not changing into a belt. Oh, I absolutely love that, because my favorite thing is always, and I know if you've been watching a few of my videos, I love that little moment at the end where the singer becomes themselves. And so important, especially within, I have an online singing school. It's called the Vocal Academy. We're doing online performances. So we do online concerts. And this is something I like to, well, it's not that I like to, I implore my students to be thinking of, or all the students within the academy, think about holding on to that audience until the moment that guitar stops vibrating. That's still part of the performance. Stay there, stay in the moment. Don't break the magic that's been created for that audience too soon and become you, because your guitarist, your drummer, your bass player, they're all still part of the performance. So let that note settle, let it ring, and then you can come out of it. Too often I see singers switch out as soon as they finish singing, but fuck it, the song's not finished. You've got to continue until that last note has fallen. So wow, I don't think we've had a look at LP before on the channel, which is like, honestly, such a shame. So I've got to like change that. She's just a master of vocal technique, and I genuinely don't care if someone has had formal vocal training, like where they've like been with a coach one-to-one like this, because someone who, and I actually don't know LP's history in terms of like her, I know that she plays multiple instruments, so I don't really, it's not about only having one-to-one singing lessons and stuff like that. It is also about playing in bands, playing, singing in choirs, all these sorts of things along the way. And she's had such a long career. That is also a form of vocal training, vocal technique training, and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to learn about how to create these sounds within your own voice, because I'm all about helping you to build the voice that is going to be there every single time, and you don't have to go like, please come out today. I'm going to show you how to build your vocal technique up properly from the beginning. And I would love for you to join me inside the Vocal Academy. You can apply down in the description below. Mwah! Happy singing. Go and get some practice done, because I love this. I've got to go and do some practice now. Anyway, happy singing. Ka kite anō.